Let me begin with the global challenges. In preparing this, I realized I only have time to choose two or three. And by choosing two or three, I do not by any means mean to denigrate all the other challenges we're facing by not mentioning them. But at this moment in time on March 12th, these are the three I'm choosing to share with you so that we can together embrace the need, the tremendous need this earth is facing right now for human beings to become more self-aware, more compassionate, and to be able to work together in better ways. So the three I'm choosing today are, first, the Ukraine. How can any words that I express adequately encompass what is happening right now in that country, where greed, hatred, delusion, all of the evil that human beings are capable of is being played out in the form of war. And at the same time, courage, fortitude, inner resilience, all that is good in human beings can also be seen. I think there are two words that I would like to bring forward in mentioning Ukraine right now. The one is compassion. The images, the stories we're hearing call upon us to practice compassion, having passion with the other. But I'm also working inwardly to make sure that I am not polarized and exclusive in my compassion, and imagining what it is like to be a Russian mother receiving home the body of a slain Russian soldier. That the compassion should not have national or political boundaries. So that's the first word I want to bring to you with Ukraine, compassion. And the second word is discernment, clarity of discernment. In this time, for years now, last 5, 6 years, the notion of alternative facts, the notion of false postings and messaging and all that goes on in reporting, it is so important that we're each able to sharpen our perception and our ability to discern and ferret out glimmers, those moments when we can see something approaching the truth. I personally don't believe there is such a thing as an absolute truth. I believe that truth is something like, it's like a healthy relationship. It's earned. We have to earn the truth again and again. And I share these two words with you, compassion and truth, as what I am working with right now in my inner life, particularly in regard to Ukraine. Second challenge, and I know some of you will groan inwardly when I even mention this word, COVID. These last 2 years, 6 million people have died during COVID. Again, I am not going into this polarization place that has arisen and all of the verbiage and everything else. I would like to try to cut through to one spiritual reality that I have been living with and center on the question, what does it mean that 6 million people have crossed the threshold in such a short period of time? Yes, what does it mean to the friends, to the families, to the neighbors? But what does it mean in the larger picture of the cosmos that 6 million people have crossed over? And I'd like to offer you a thought, again, just a possibility. This is not dogma. Nothing in anthroposophy is meant to be dogmatic. I will fight against that to my last breath. But a possibility to think that if you have ever lost someone, if you have had a friend or a family member who has crossed, have you ever experienced that that person is still with you? Are there times when that person is still present in your soul life? I know that's the case with my mother and friends who have died. And if that presence can still be felt when someone has crossed, and that person from the other side is still there to help us, perhaps help us more than ever before, if that help is still accessible to those of us who are working spiritually, those of us who have an open heart, what does it mean for humanity that there are 6 million people now working from the other side, many of whom who had not planned to be there so soon? So that's my thought on the second challenge of our time. And the third is Selma Bridge. You may have seen the pictures of the anniversary of the crossing of Selma Bridge just some days ago. And you may have given yourself some time to revisit this urgent need we face on this earth for social justice, anti-racism, anti-Semitism, gender inequality, and the civil rights work that has not been completed. And I just want to encourage you, again, going beyond the outer news event of Selma Bridge, to look at the big picture and that symbol of the bridge, that crossing from one space into another. And in our own humble way, those of us in leadership roles at CFA hope that explorations will allow a kind of bridge experience, not only to the content of what we bring in this program, but to one another and to the inner dialogue, the before explorations dialogue and the during and after explorations inner dialogue, that we can fight the inner battles first to give us more courage to cross those bridges, to deal with loss, COVID, and to work with compassion with Ukraine. So those are my opening comments in terms of the global context for explorations. This is not just another online program. We are fully focused at CFA and Antioch Teacher Education Work on making a difference so that we can become worthy of the children we serve in our schools, and the children in our homes, and the children down the street.